Hello, everybody, and welcome to Diva D YouTube. I appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and share, and inform all of your friends and family members about our topic tonight, which is very, very important. Hopefully, you all are staying warm, that you all are safe, and that you have power. I know a lot is going on right now with a lot of people across the Midwest with no power and with a lot of issues. So hopefully prayers, blessings out to everybody, and hope that you are safe and sound and warm with water, okay, which is very important. All right, so our topic today is no more cramps and PMS. Of course, I've been talking about this with my clients. I've been posting it, putting it out there, because this is going to be a very, very, very important informational presentation that I'm giving today, because I want you all to even go back and listen to some of the tips and information that I give, and some topics that I'm going to push out in regards to especially Dr. Delbert Blair and Reverend Phil Valentine. Definitely going to give you some of their thought processes on PMS and actually having a period in the first place, which is unnatural from their perspective, and is one of the perspectives and theories that I personally do agree with, and I'm going to actually go through and show you why today. All right, so this is going to be something that you're going to want to go back, listen to, share, even if you have children, young daughters or nieces, cousins who maybe are about to start on their cycle. They haven't started their period yet. This is going to be some very important information that you will want to share with them, and some things that we can do that maybe wasn't shared with you as a woman before you started on your cycle. And I know for me, the different things that I'm going to share and the information that I'm sharing today was not shared with me either. And so I feel it's like a part of my duty, and one of the hats that I have is to make sure that I inform other women on how to save their wombs and how to actually eat a healthy, I would say ingest healthy foods and herbs in order to have a healthy womb space, a healthy sacred womb space, okay? Because this is our sacred creative area, all right? And we don't want anyone taking that away from us. All right, so I'm going to get started today. Of course, you all have seen it, no more cramps and PMS. And I put that picture up, which I was like, hey, yeah, that's how we feel. And that's how I would feel when I would have cramps in the morning. I'll be like, oh my God, I'll be in the bed and just, you know, you roll, you toss, you turn, you can't get any relief. And it's very painful. And for those of you all who are married or engaged, or you live with your significant other, he may not understand all of the pain and the pressure and the discomfort that you feel during this time. Also have PMS. Your partner, your mate, he may not understand your cravings, your anxiety, your mood swings, your changes in attitude, and all of that goes along with the hormonal imbalance that occurs during that time. All right, so the week before. And of course, we know it's a 28-day cycle. And as we go through it, you know, we're going to talk about it even more. If you all have questions, feel free to drop any questions that you may have in the live chat as I go on. So no more cramps and PMS. Our goal is to rid ourselves of cramps, all right? Because it's a discomfort. It doesn't feel good to wake up, like I said, rolling around in the bed, cramping, and having all the PMS. And like I said, your partner may not understand, you know, why you're having mood swings. We're going to go into it. All right, so a little bit about what I'm going to, and I wish I could blow this up, but I can't. A little bit about what, oh, hi. Yes, thank you, Tafari. A little bit about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the age in which you start your cycle. Nutrition and diet, very important. Nutrition and nutrient deficiencies, symptoms, the symptoms that you have that comes along with being nutrient deficient, and also the symptoms that come along when you're getting ready to start your cycle, and the symptoms that you have when you're PMSing, bloating, and all that, that leads up to possibly the symptoms that you may look out for when it comes down to fibroids and cysts in your reproductive area. All right, so we're looking at that. Foods that you should ingest. So we're looking at foods, we're looking at herbs that you should ingest. Also looking at integrative medicine, how integrative medicine plays a part in this. So I'm not dispelling allopathic, and I'm not dispelling naturopathic, but I'm also showing and going to talk about how both of them work in conjunction in order for you all to bring health and healing to your womb. And then the path to relief, or the path to wellness and health. All right. And like I said before, I am going to also give you the, I was Dr. Delbert Blair and his metaphysical theory, along with Reverend Phil Valentine, and what they say about the unnatural process of having a cycle. So we are going to delve a little bit deep into that. So who is Dina? Who is Diva D? Who is this woman that's trying to tell me about my womb, about my reproductive area? So a little bit about my credentials on here. So I am a certified personal trainer. I have been personal training, let me think, years now. I know it's been over 15 years. I'm also a naturopathic practitioner. I am in school now to get my doctorate of naturopathic medicine from Quantum University in Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm also a Reiki master teacher. I'm also a STEM teacher. I'm a martial artist, and I am a certified practitioner in aromatherapy and hypnotherapy, which I got my certifications from Quantum University. So I have, as you see here on the wall, all of that information and all those credentials are behind me. And I work a lot with energy. So I do a lot of energy healing, and I do believe in energetic healing is the path that we need to take in order to heal ourselves, heal our wombs, heal our family. All right. So that's a little bit about me, who I am. All right. So words to live by, some words that I live by, and one of my mantras is train the mind and the body will follow. I'm a firm believer, if you put in positive, you'll output positive. All right. So your body has no other way to go but in the flow in which what you put in your mind. So as you think it, like the Bible says, so as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you put, those thoughts that you think about constantly, that you input into your brain, is how your body is going to react. All right. And that's in a part of the process of healing your womb, part of getting rid of discomfort from cramps and bloating and PMS. All of those are also thought processes that have been programmed. So that plays a part in how you feel and how your womb reacts to it, how your body is going to react to those thought processes that you have. Let me hide this. All right, good to go. All right. Moving forward, so let's talk about the age in which you started your period. And I know these ages are getting younger and younger, and it's like kind of like, why is that? Look at this beautiful little girl holding her flower, and she's not knowing her pretty bow in her head. What is to come, right? So us as older women and mothers, and some of us may be grandmothers and aunts, we know we've been there. We've been this innocent, beautiful, radiant little girl who had no clue of what was to come, that she was going along, eating her Happy Meals, enjoying her hot dogs and her cheeseburgers. And little to know is that, hey, you know, sooner or later, that cycle is going to come. All right. And the mindset around cycle when it comes down to within the community of women is like, oh my God, it's kind of dreadful energy. I know I remember when I was little, and my mom had a hysterectomy from cervical cancer when she was in her 30s. I believe my mom probably was about 33 when she had a total hysterectomy. And I remember when she came home, and I was about 13, somewhere when I started my cycle. And I remember telling her, like, I want it out. not knowing what I was saying, but I wanted it out. And I said, I want what you had. Because I know she didn't have cycles. And I was like, I want what you had. I want this out of me. And that was because it was so painful. There was discomfort. And so, yeah, before, I was that little beautiful little girl, just like that, like, oh, I'm happy. And then your womb starts to be like, it's such a discomfort. But we don't know as little girls that it's those foods that we eat that's causing the discomfort. So as I say here, most girls receive their period around 10 to 14 years of age. That's the normal age range. Sometimes it could be a little bit older. And if it is, you definitely, if your daughter hasn't started her, or your niece, or your, whoever you're the caregiver for, or even if you're watching this and you're within the age range, maybe you're, 17, 18, and you haven't started a period, and you may have, and your diet is healthy, it's because you are on a great path. If you haven't, and you don't eat good and take care of your body, there could be some other underlying issues that you want to look into, because your cycle, when you release that blood, it's a release of not only that life, that egg, but it's also toxic. The toxic lining that's in your body. So you're releasing toxicity. You're also releasing nutrients. So releasing two different things when you dispel and you have a cycle. All right. So like I said here, however, due to our poor diets not linked to our ancestral lineage, this age is becoming younger and younger. We can stop the cycle, right? A little play on words. We can stop the cycle, but we also can stop the cycle of unhealthy eating, but we also can literally stop our cycles, right? So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but we also can stop our cycles. That is and can happen, and it will happen if you are dedicated to the process. So stop the symptoms. Too many years, like I said, too many years have gone by with us following and allowing the pain of symptoms such as throbbing, abdominal pain, nausea, heavy bleeding, etc. to take over us. And like I said before, I was one of the ones I had, and that was the whole reason for this, is because I've had GI, gastrointestinal issues ever since I was a little girl. I remember first going to a gastroenterologist when I was about 8 years old. My parents didn't know what was going on. They didn't think to maybe change my diet. But going to a gastroenterologist, and even when I was little, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a gastroenterologist, and people were like, what is that? And that was because I had to go to a gastroenterologist as a little girl, so I knew what they were and what they did, and it was fascinating because they were helping me heal myself. So we can stop that. We can stop the symptoms. You have the power. You have the autonomy to change your lifestyle. Like I said before, change the mind and the body will follow. If you train the mind, the body will flow. All right. So you have to put in and know what you need to input into this body. All right. So change your diet, add a meditation practice, and herbs. So we're going to get into the food, the herbs, the meditative process, all of that and what it looks like. But it's a building process. So the path to healing, look at her jumping in the air. She's in the clouds. She's feeling good, rocking that beautiful afro, right? Be patient with yourself. All right. All of this is not going to happen overnight. Things that I'm going to tell you today in this presentation is not going to be something you're going to wake up tomorrow and everything is going to be all hunky-dory, like they said. And you're going to be like, oh, I feel good. My next cycle is not going to be painful. That's not what I'm saying. But it is a process, and it's one that you have to be consistent with as you go along. So be patient with yourself. Do not overwhelm your mind with all the information given today. Like I said, take it step by step to your path of healing, right? And a full relief of the monster of cramps and PMS will soon be gone. All right, so be patient. Step-by-step process. Don't try to do all the herbs I tell you to do today. Don't try to do all the foods that I'm going to give you today. Don't try to go through and jump into it head on. Give yourself time. Give yourself steps, all right? So one of the things that I want you all to implement, and some things, if you have a little girl or if you have someone that you're a caregiver for and she's in the age range where she's having her cycle, right? And she's had a period or she's having some spotting. And here we go. I'm going to tell you, got to give you the story of when I first started my cycle, because of course, we had to talk prior to me actually starting my cycle, but I didn't know what it was going to look like. And I can only think of other little beautiful little girls like the picture we just saw who don't know. Talk to your girls about it, about anything that comes out of their vagina. All right. And so I didn't know. And like I said, and this may be a little bit graphic for some people, but this is the disclaimer, that it was like a brownish color and it was spotty, you know, and it was like for a few days I was having just going home, I was rushing home and just changing my panties, and I didn't know that was my period coming on, and I was just, you know, naive to the fact of how it would start. All right, so definitely talk to your girls. Talk to your little girls, talk to them. And if you're a little girl watching this, that you may be, you know, 14, 13, 14, you're watching this, knowing that any type of discharge coming out of your vagina should be addressed. And it's not saying that it's bad, because, you know, the vagina is a natural cleansing mechanism. It's going to cleanse itself. So some of those juices and everything that comes out, it's okay. It's a natural way that it cleanses itself. But you do need to be aware of what it looks like, the colors and everything. And so we will be doing, but I will be doing another video talking about that at a later date, on the different colors and also discharge and what that looks like. All right, so chamomile tea. So if you have a little girl, or if maybe you or whomever having some discomfort at night, all right, if you're not able to sleep, I know for me, it was hard for me to sleep at night. I had really, really, really bad cramps, you all. I'm talking about I can't go to school, I can't go to work, I can't do anything. It's like, you know, it's just straight vacation until this is gone. So what you can do is some chamomile tea. You want to drink about 1 to 2 cups at night. And like I state here, it helps you settle down, wind down for the evening. And also you can have a restful sleep, and it reduces the menstrual cramps. So this is something that you want to add into your repertoire. So if you don't have chamomile tea, they come in little packs that you can get already pre-made. You don't have to get the actual herbs, and you can buy it at your local grocery store. Chamomile tea. All right. So, you know, earlier I talked to you all about how, you know, my mom had cervical cancer. I think I was probably about 3 years old when she went in to have a hysterectomy. She was 33 years of age. The statistics here, like we said, we're looking at 1/3 hysterectomies are completed with queens ages 18 to 44. So that means they are a hysterectomy, and I'm talking about any type, if it's partial, if it's full, taking any part of your womb out, all right? Partial, full, whatever they may call it, taking your womb out. So if you're taking any parts of your womb, your uterus, your fallopian tubes, your ovaries, anything out, that is a removal. That is a hysterectomy. You are getting removal of your womb. Most of these are completed with queens ages 18 to 44. So just think about an 18-year-old having her womb taken away from her, having her sacred space taken away from her. And that's why it's very important to talk to the young girls and sharing this with them, that your womb is a sacred space. Having, you know, a cycle is not anything to run from. You know, your reproductive area is more than just a sex playground, all right? It's more than that. It's so sacred, it's so special. And it's more than just releasing, you know, blood every month, all right? So that could be part of it. And I'm also going to state that you can reduce the amount of days. You should not bleed for 7 and 10 days. All right. We're going to talk about ways to even reduce that time, so it's not a nuisance. All right. You don't want to feel like when your cycle comes on, it's a nuisance and you don't want to deal with it and you don't want to be around people, but learning how to eat the right foods, put your mind in the right place so your body will be in the right space. Look at these statistics. So we have 49% versus 29%. What is that? So we have queens versus white women are losing their wombs. So 49% of queens are losing their wombs. 49% of melanated goddesses are losing their wombs compared to only 29% of white women. A lot of that is due to a lack of education, food deserts, not being able to get and access to the foods that we need to have, and just knowledge, socioeconomic background, not having the economics to even purchase and the financial support to even purchase the foods that we need when we need to eat them. So a variety of things comes into play. And if we look at economics from a various standpoint based on where you live and the demographics, it will show that, you know, our access, it lacks in where we live based on of course, you know, our access to financial support, supporting ourselves financially. So hysterectomies in queens, we must keep our sacred space. We must keep our sacred space. That is the mantra. Let's not just get rid of our creative space, all right? Because this is the womb of creation. Our life comes forth through our womb. So we must keep our sacred space and teach your babies, teach your young ones, teach your children. That's your sacred space. You want to keep all aspects of your womb, and it's ways to heal it. So if you're having horrible cycles and your periods just, you know, inflamed with bloating and just is ways to do that. But you must be disciplined. Like I said, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you what you can do, but you got to be disciplined. Let's look at these statistics. So in 2008, which is in a light blue, and 2018, that's in a dark blue. So we're looking at the total against white, non-Hispanic, black, non-Hispanic, and Hispanic. And of course here, that's the black, non-Hispanic. Of course, we rank highest among the races and ethnicities of having the hysterectomies. Not too far, the whites and the Hispanics are below that, which a total of, you know, there's a percentage. So coming in at about 40%, but we're coming in at almost about 50% or more of, you know, our wombs been taken from us, which in 2018, the number did decline, which is good. So it went on a decline to probably about 45%. But look, we're still at the highest between two other races. All right. We're still at the highest between whites and Hispanic. Right. Which is not good. So we want this number dropped and lowered. It said the numbers are decreasing, but not at a larger rate for us. The queens are still leading the other ethnic groups in removing our wombs. It must stop. The cycle must stop. All right. Like I said, the cycle must stop in so many different ways. The cycle must stop. Stop the cycle. All right. We have control of stopping our cycle. So is your cycle normal? All right. Is it normal? Is it natural? Is it unnatural? And this is what I was talking to you all about. And the link is down here at the bottom. I got this from dherbs.com, his website, in which he quoted Dr. Delbert Blair and Reverend Phil Valentine, which I'm also going to put the link in here after, you know, this is over, where you all can go to that link and look at the article. And also it's a link to Dr. Delbert Blair and his talk that he had on the unnaturalness of a cycle. So according to metaphysicist Reverend Phil Valentine and Dr. Delbert Blair, the female menstrual cycle is normal but not natural. Menstruation is considered unnatural because it violates the law of reciprocity. In nature, when a thing is taken, it is also replaced. When you take a watermelon, there are seeds in the watermelon so that the watermelon can come back many times over and over. Nature always gives back. Now, with a menstrual cycle in the blood, menstruum is not only toxins, but also nutrients. With the menstrual cycle, necessary and essential nutrients, minerals, are lost by the body but not replaced. So as you can see here, the thought process is that we're releasing seeds, but the seeds don't give back. All right, so you kind of have to think about it like they gave the metaphor of the watermelon, and it's showing that the watermelon gives you seeds that you can put back in the ground, and you can always grow back more watermelons. You know, fruits always come with seeds, they should, all right, or they're genetically modified. So we are fruit. We're the fruit of the earth, and we have seeds. We have these seeds of what we call would be our ovaries and our eggs, and we release these seeds, and these seeds are released out, but it's not coming back. So also in a book, Montauk Chia, Healing Love Through the Tao, he also talks about various practices that a woman can do in order to not release that energy, not to release that life, but also to have it flow back within yourself to keep yourself revitalized and to increase longevity. All right, because our lifespan is held with